Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm gonna get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say hello and welcome to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and thank you. And welcome back, and thank you to everybody who's been following me on this journey where I started in 2019, stating out loud for my New Year's resolution that I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video letting you all know how fear, shame, and guilt was not breaking up with me, not as easily as I wanted it to. And it is over 3.5 years later, so that is huge. 2020 was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others, which I'm still working on. 2021 was to break up with processed sugar, which it was a very rocky road. And 2022 is to attach an income to what it is I do, to put a label on my job. And I just want to find a job where I get to be my true, authentic self all day long and not have to abandon myself for money. And what does that mean? When somebody says, Michelle, can't you just? No, I can't. So any place that asks me to just not be myself is not right for me. And you guys, you know what's so funny? I will buy any kind of clothing that feels like a hug. Like I need all my clothes to be soft and feel like a hug. So I decided from now on, I am not buying clothes that I'm like, God, I can't wait to get out of this thing. So I'm no longer doing that either. So all of my clothes are very soft and very comfortable. And I remember one time watching Seinfeld, and they had this whole episode on sweatpants. And they're like, sweatpants? Do you know what sweatpants say about a person? They say, I'm miserable. I've given up. I'm miserable, so I might as well be comfortable. And I would always laugh. And when I wear sweatpants, I kind of feel like that. But I haven't given up. I just want to be comfortable. So I love sweatpants. They're my favorite clothes. And not buying or getting things that I'm like, God, I can't wait to get this off is my goal from now on, just so you know. I wanted to tell you guys that I am 112 days, no sugar, no flour, no wheat, no caffeine. So I've been addressing a 50-year food addiction. So it's coming up on 4 months without any of this, and it doesn't suck. Food and the way I was eating was making me physically sick. And you guys, I knew about this for probably 7 years before I was able to address it. So it took me about 7 years after hearing for the first time from a woman that I went to who does nutrition response testing, where they put supplements on your body and then like press your arm and tell you what isn't good for you, what is good for you. And this woman said to me one time, you're still drinking. And I felt like somebody kicked me in the gut. I was like so upset, but she was right. The amount of sugar that I was intaking was like I was still drinking alcohol, except for I wasn't. So I was supplementing one addiction for another. So I've been addressing addiction upon addiction upon addiction upon addiction. So food is my first addiction and is the last one that I've been able to address. So that is huge. And COVID, I was telling you guys that I have long COVID, and what I'm finding out about myself in this COVID thing is maybe what has happened to me and for me is things that were laying dormant in my system have now showed up. It's kind of like COVID just ripped the Band-Aid off of underlying issues of things that are not right about my body. So I've been in the process of addressing that, and I would love to tell you, like, I have people checking in on me every day. Hey Michelle, how are you feeling? And like my automatic answer used to be, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm better, and thank you. And I'm not. I'm not good, I'm not fine, I'm not better yet. And I hate telling people that because I feel like I'm being negative, and I feel like it's hard to want to be around a person who complains. I feel like I'm complaining and I'm negative instead of actually, I've never been able to speak my truth. So when I tell people where I really am or how I really am, it feels negative and like I'm complaining instead of I'm just letting people know where I am. So I've been using ivermectin. So I've been working with somebody and taking that, and I want to say it's working and I'm better, and it's like everything, it's a process, and this takes time, and I still want everything quicker, sooner, faster. Tell me where's the shortcut and I will find it, but there are no shortcuts. So it's making me address issues that are popping up ever since, which is I still have the headache, and I also am in a flare-up with my shoulder blade that usually only lasts for like a week tops, and it has lasted way longer. So it is very upsetting to me, and I was telling you guys last week, and I've told you before, that when my back and my neck are really bad, I take pain medicine and muscle relaxers, and I take it like Tylenol or Advil. If you have a headache, you take it. If you don't, you don't. But the past 3 weeks, I have not been well. So I've been on painkillers and muscle relaxers for the past 3 weeks, and I hate it. And it makes me so upset that I have to do this. But I don't want to be a martyr, and I want to feel better, but I'm working on my health and getting better, and it is such a process, and it doesn't matter what somebody looks like. You never know what's going on the inside, and a lot of people are afraid to talk about it and don't talk about it, but it kills me not to talk about things, and it actually makes me sicker, and it affects me physically. So I heard your back is all about not feeling supported, and the left side is your mother and the right side is your father, and your neck, if you have neck problems, it's all about the weight of the world on your shoulders. So I've had spinal issues for a really, really long time. And if your low back hurts, it usually means you're worried about money too. So these are some of the things that I've learned. And, I guess maybe I do feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. And I don't know it, but it's coming out in my body, and my body is speaking. It's actually screaming. And you guys, when I am sick, I feel less guilty for taking care of myself than I do when I'm well. When I'm well, it's very hard to give myself permission to rest just because I need to, or I feel like it, or I want to. But somehow when I'm sick, it's like God has given me permission to take care of myself and to rest. And it usually has to take that in order for me to be able to do that, to take care of myself. So, excuse me, I hate that I haven't felt good for this long. And I'm also on depression medicine. So you guys, when I tell you, like, I am working on my physical health, trying to get better, trying to do better, trying to be better. And it's just taken a lot longer than I thought. Just like the breaking up with the fear, shame, and guilt, just like the attaching income to what I do, just like the kinder and more compassionate, just like the breaking up with the processed sugar. So, everything that I do, I want it to be the fastest way possible. And apparently I'm on the fast track, but it feels like the slow track. And I've been able to address a lot of things that when I was working full time, I wasn't able to do. So I just want to say, this is your sign signing off. Thanks so much to everyone for watching. Please stay safe, stay tuned, and I'll see you all next week.